Hi everyone, I'm Kimberly Clemens, and as I was trying to figure out which site to discuss, I was looking at Independence Hall. I've never been to Philadelphia, so I was looking at the map, just checking out what was close by, and I discovered the Franklin Footsteps walking tour. Behind me, you see an image of Benjamin Franklin at his National Memorial. It is a 20-foot high white marble statue housed in the rotunda of the Franklin Institute. This rotunda is modeled after the Pantheon in Rome, but the Science Museum, of course, is a memorial to his love for science and his creations. There you can see exhibits about, for example, his bifocals or the glass harmonica that he created that was his favorite musical instrument, and he loved to share it with his friends. And of course, the children love to come and play at the electricity exhibit. There are things here for all ages. But you can also, as a historian, see all the different aspects of his life and view the different areas of history that his life has been applied to. For example, there are letters about his protest for the creeks here in Philadelphia, that he was upset that the tanneries were dumping pollution into those creeks and the problems it was causing for the people. So that is a view into some of the environmental issues that he was concerned about. Also, the people that he cared about, the minorities that did not necessarily get the attention and protection from the society of his day. For example, he is known for protecting the Native Americans from the Paxson Boys here in Philadelphia. Also, he was president of the Pennsylvania Abolitionist Society. As you walk along this tour, there are so many different areas of his life that you get a glimpse into. For example, his home is on Franklin Court that you can see. Also his burial site at Christ Church. The print shop of his grandson is along this pathway, as well as the Second Bank of the United States. And there's also the Be Free Franklin Post Office. He is known for establishing the first post office here in Philadelphia, as well as the very first fire station. There are so many interesting details about this man's life that there's just no way that a history book could contain all of those. But if you come and walk along this pathway, there are so many different things that you discover about this man and, of course, the city of Philadelphia. If you keep walking along the tour, you will end up at Independence Hall, and of course, that building is just full of U.S. history. But Benjamin Franklin, of course, was there not only at the signing of the Constitution, but also he was there as a delegate of the Second Continental Congress, and then he was part of that committee of 5 that helped to write the Declaration of Independence. And within those meetings and the writings about those different meetings, we get a glimpse into his life. There's so many discussions in modern times about his faith and whether he was a deist, and just the critical aspect into his life, who he was or who he wasn't. But one of the most famous quotes that he is known for took place at the Constitutional Convention, and this is what he said: "The longer I live, the more convincing proofs I see of this truth, that God governs in the affairs of men. And if a sparrow cannot fall to the ground without his notice, is it probable that an empire can rise without his aid?" Here he is acknowledging the fact that God is sovereign over all of the nations. Acts 17:26 reminds us that God is sovereign and he has his hand upon all the nations. And again, as you walk along this tour, there's just evidence once again that this man acknowledged that. If you get tired at the end of your tour, all you have to do is walk across to get you a bite to eat at the City Tavern. This is a reconstructed restaurant that still serves colonial dishes, and it's modeled after that very restaurant where some of our founding fathers would go in and dine. It's also one of the sites that they had one of the very first celebrations for the 4th of July. If you get a chance to go visit Philadelphia, and I hope I get the chance soon, I would encourage you to Take your friends or your family, or perhaps your class, if you are close enough, to the Franklin Footsteps walking tour.